Alleluia. Christ is risen. Christ is risen indeed. Alleluia. Hello. Today is Monday, April 20th, 2020. We've now entered our 6th week. I had to think about it there for a moment. Our 6th week of our stay-at-home order due to the coronavirus pandemic. This morning, as I was recalling yesterday and some meetings I had via Zoom with people, I was thinking about this passage in Matthew. Matthew 14. Jesus is gathered with his disciples and a whole bunch of people, a lot of people. And near the end of the day, after Jesus had been teaching and meeting with them and interacting with them, his disciples turned to him and said, "Rabbi, we should send them home so they can get something to eat." And Jesus looks directly at them and says, "You give them something to eat." And they immediately look at each other and look at Jesus and say, "How on earth are we going to do that? There's all these people and we don't have much." And Jesus said, "See what there is." And so they go about seeing what is amongst the people. And they take what they have, they bless it, they give thanks for it, they break it, and they distribute. And all are fed. This story immediately bumps up to our kind of human condition of often thinking there isn't enough, or there's only a limited amount. On one level, yes, there is a limited amount. On another level, there is great abundance because what is actually needed is not that much. This is our pantry here at my house, and it's full. We are blessed to have a full pantry. And we work to try to also see that we give food for those who need it. If they come, we will feed them. And so Prince of Peace has had a long history of having a feeding ministry. And our feeding ministry has increased fourfold over the last year. But let's talk about it in the last several weeks. Normally, we feed 20 people a week. Well, as the pandemic has moved along, we have fed now 2 weeks ago, we were feeding 75 people a week, plus helping our friends at our pantry that we support in Camden at Bridge of Peace. But this past week, we fed 126 people through our pantry, and we helped support Bridge of Peace, who fed another 164 people. Friends, there is a great need. Many of you have stepped up and already given us cash donations and brought in donations of kind for our pantry. We are thankful. These people are thankful. During this time, we have undergone from some very strict safety protocols for both our volunteers and for our patrons at the pantry, so that those who donate food and those who receive food and those who work the pantry are kept as safe as possible. But as you can see, the need has gone up. We're not sure where this need will be this week. We are waiting to see. We are very thankful that the students at Cherokee High School worked and created a food drive that created a huge abundance of food that was brought to us just this end of last week. And so we are thankful for that. But if we continue to have these numbers, indeed, that food will run through for sure in 2 weeks. So we continue to need support for our pantry. We know that as hopefully in the area, it looks as if the pandemic numbers are coming to a plateau in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. But they will only stay that way if we continue to stay at home, at our stay-at-home orders. Otherwise, they'll spike back up. And so that's the numbers for the pandemic. Now we're seeing lagging behind, but the numbers that are people are being impacted economically, and especially those who are food insecure. And so we're going to see those numbers, I'm afraid, continue to rise. We'll keep you updated and posted on what's happening with our numbers, but we predict that they will continue to rise. And we are going to be faithful to the command for us to feed. And so we invite all of us to help in whatever manner possible. We receive in-kind food donations at the pantry every time the pantry is open. So Monday nights from 5 to 7 p.m. and Thursday mornings from 9 to 11 a.m. You come to the around back of the church, you drop off your items there, and our volunteers will take them and put them through our proper safety protocol. So we can receive donations. We especially right now need canned protein of any kind, chicken, tuna, Spam, canned meats, Dinty Moore, all that kind of thing. We also need canned beans, which is another form of protein, canned fruit and vegetables of all kinds, instant potatoes, jelly. We do not need pasta. We're awash in pasta at the moment. But pasta sauce. And shelf-stable milk. Yes, this is a thing. It's not powdered, although that would work, but usually they come in giant boxes. But shelf-stable milk is available, and even plant milk alternatives we're taking and using. And the quintessential toilet paper. So those are the things that we definitely are in need of at the moment, in kind. So if you're able to help in any way, we would most greatly appreciate that. Check down in the doobly-doo, the little information box underneath the video, for a little bit more information. We also take monetary donations. They can be mailed by check to the church, which the address is below in the doobly-doo, and that's the easiest way. If you want to use bill pay or auto pay through your bank and have them send us a check, that's great too. We do, for the pantry, have something set up through a PayPal, and that link will be below as well. Now, we don't prefer that one as much because they charge us for that, and we'd like to put every dollar and cent towards feeding people. But if that's the only way you can contribute and you want to contribute, then please do. But if you are able to do the other methods, please do that as well. So please consider helping and donating to the pantry. And so for people, members of Prince of Peace, your regular online giving or your regular giving, we prefer in check or in bill pay through your bank. We ask you not to use the PayPal for that. But for the pantry, that is okay. And the link for that, again, is down below. Friends, we are in this unprecedented time, but we are a community. We are a community that is blessed with amazing abundance, even in the midst of this difficult time. There is plenty of food around. So let us be people who are generous and gracious. And let us be a people who listens to Jesus' command and says, you give them something to eat. And then flex our resources, the resources of our community, and invite others to help feed each other. We thank you now again ahead of time for those who will now contribute, those who have already contributed. Please, we anticipate this need to be present with us for some time to come. Thank you so much for your time. May God bless you. May the risen Christ rise in your heart, and may you live in God's love.